So in chapter 4 Mahatmyam, if you see, Gokarna, he advises his father Atmadeva how to attain moksha. Finally, in chapter 5 Bhagavata Mahatmyam, Gokarna himself, how he attains moksha, that has been described in detail. So again, Suta starts the story wherein he says that one fine day, now that Atmadeva has gone to the forest to attain moksha. This Dundukari was there. This evil character, one fine day, what he did was he ended up beating up his mother and said that whatever money also you have, you please give it to me, or else I will end up killing you, beating you, and so on. Now, because of this, it seems that because his mother was there, Dunduli, of course, it is the result of her own karma, but still, she got very much afraid of this and she jumped into a well and she ended up her life because she didn't wish to live with such a son. Now, this Dundukari who was there, a very, very now, chapter 5 can be a bit disturbing at times, but then it shows the character of Dundukari. Now, this Dundukari who was there, he used to live with five women. So, basically, you can call them as prostitutes also. Dundukari grihe drashtat panchapanyavadu vritaha. And now, what happened is because now, if you're living with someone also, you have to also take care of them, right? But he could not afford that to not one, not two, five women were there with him and they were also, if you see, you can imagine their character too. If they are coming and living with this one man, obviously they will also be of some evil character only. And they too had a lot of expectations. They also wanted to rob this Dundukari or whatever he had and so on. That's when all those women one fine day they told him that we need a few ornaments also. Now they had all just come for money, right? And they told Dundukari that you go out and find some ornaments, you give us money, this and that. That's when this Dundukari, like an evil fellow, he went out here and there and he handed over whatever garments or so which he had got by stealing or from his mother and so on. Now, the woman, what they thought was, they were also very smart. Once they got everything, they thought that this person who's there, we tell him to get something, hook or crook, he steals or he, whatever he does, from wherever he brings all these ornaments also. One fine day, what will happen is the king of this land, he will definitely come and he will know that this person is stealing and we will also be in trouble. So, what we will do is, all of us, we will, whatever we have, all the wealth which we have got, before we before the king comes and catches us or so, we will do one thing. We will end up killing this fellow and keep all the wealth with us and run away from here. So this was the nature of those five women. That's when one fine day what happens is at night or so they end up killing. They basically try to strangle him. So they try to tie him and they his neck also they try to press, but he could not die that easily. Now that's when whatever they tried to do, they burnt coal, this and that. In detail, the description is there. I'm not going too much into that. So they ended up killing Dundukari. Dundukari also died up soon. And what they did was the body also they burnt it somewhere. They did not burn it as such. They maybe dug in the ground. They dug a pit also and they put inside. Now here, so that nobody knew what happened to Dundukari. But of course, after some time, those women who were there, once Dundukari is all, they had put him inside that pit also, they ran away with all those ornaments and wealth that they had. Now here, Dundukari who was there, like we know, the Atma of Dundukari was moving about here and there because of all this karma. Gokarna, he gets the news from some time that his brother had died, and that's when Gokarna he performed the Shraddha Karma to him in Gaya. Yanatam tam viditvaiva Gaya Shraddhamachikarat yasmim stirte tu samyati tata Shraddhamavartayat. He goes to Gaya, he performs the Shraddha Karma of his brother, and wherever he went, to whichever place of pilgrimage. That's the reason even today, any holy place or pilgrimage place we go, we perform Shraddha Karma also to our ancestors. Similarly, Gokarna also did the same thing. And finally, he returns back to his own town. That's when now this Dundukari soul or Dundukari's Atma, it was moving about here and there. He could not attain peace. That's when this Dundukari in a lively form, he comes in front of Gokarna and tells that uh, he revealed to Gokarna and tells, somehow you have to help me, you're performing the Shraddha Karma, everything is fine, but I'm not at peace at all. So now this Dundukari was there in the form of an Atma or soul. The body has already left the body, right? Left the person, so there is no life. But this Dundukari who was there, he used to appear in different forms, it seems. Maybe like an animal, like an elephant, or so on. If you want the verse, I will tell you verse number 22. Sakrinmeshaha, Sakrid Hasti, sometimes like a ram, like a sheep, sometimes like a elephant, then a Sakrich Mahishaha, like a buffalo, and so on. So basically, in all such forms, Gokarna used to feel. That is, Zundukari used to appear in front of Gokarna and tell him that you please help me, and so on. Now that's when this behavior, now all this that is there is somewhat similar. Like you would have heard or you yourself would have experienced. At times when a person dies, we say that his soul is moving about here and there. Or maybe if a close one dies, for sometimes we feel like the presence of that person is there. The same thing happens here too, but Dundukari, because he was an evil fellow, all these evil omens also could be seen. So that's when Gokarna finally he tells that every night or so, why you're coming in such a frightful form, like an elephant or so, or like a ram, buffalo, and so on. Are you some spirit or who you are exactly? Gokarna could not recognize. That's when now the spirit who is there, the soul of Dundukari, it could not speak. It has got no life, right? Actually, he was talking. He was shouting at the top of his voice, but Gokarna could not hear at all. And he used to just make some gestures, it seems. That's when Gokarna, to some extent, now Gokarna, he was a learned scholar. To some extent, he throws water at this spirit, and that's when the spirit of Dundukari it starts speaking. And he tells that I'm none other than your brother Dundukari only. And I've done a lot of sins, this and that, and that's the reason I have attained this state. You have to only help me. Now Gokarna tells that Tvadartam Tugaya Pindo Maya Datto Vidhanataha. He tells I've already done the necessary karmas also for you, but then I don't know still what is happening, why you are suffering so much also. And even after performing the Shraddha Karma at Gaya, still if you are not attaining moksha, I don't know what to do now. That's when Preta Uvacha, verse number 33, Pretaha, the spirit form of Dundukari tells that despite doing innumerable Shraddha Karmas also, nothing will help actually because of so many evil karmas I've done all through my life. Now you only think of some other remedy, some other solution to this problem. That's when now Gokarna he starts thinking. He tells what not I have done so much of puja, this and that, so much of this Shraddha Karma, Pitru Karma I've done in in my own village. I've gone to Gaya and done all the karmas. I've gone to so many pilgrimage places and I've done so many things, but nothing helps. A very, very important life lesson here. Just enjoying our lives, doing all kinds of evil karmas and sins. And then one fine day going to Ganga and taking a dip, oh, all my sins go away. It doesn't work that way. Or some people feel every year or so the necessary karmas, Shraddha karma, this, that we will not do. Once in a year, I'll go to Rameshwaram, I'll go to Kashi, I'll go to Gaya and do. It doesn't help. The same thing can be seen here also. If I'm hungry, I have to eat every day. No, once in a year, one whole day, I'll just 24 hours, I'll just eat for the entire year, it is sufficient. Does it happen that way? No. Same calculation is for the various karmas also that we do. Gokarna here very clearly gives an image. Now he says that Gokarna, he feels now, what should I do? Everything I have tried. That's when Gokarna somehow he thought Gokarna chintayamasa tam ratrim na tadagyagat. Verse 36. Gokarna keeps thinking, what should I do? What should I do the entire night? That's when there were many other learned people also which Gokarna had. He sought their advice also. He told them that I've done so much for my brother, still he is not being happy, he is being troubled also, so what to do? That's when learned people they told that you do one thing, you pray to the sun god, Surya Bhagavan will give you a solution. Because he is the one who's the witness, right? Because Surya is Pratyaksha Deva. We can see the only god, even sun god, moon god. Though these are gods which we can see with our naked eyes, right? So Gokarna, as told by those learned scholars, he prays to Lord Surya, tells that you only will you give some solution. That's when the sun god directly. Tachutva durata suryaha sputitamityabhyabhashata. Surya Bhagavan tells that mukti will be attained if you follow. तुभ्यं नमो जगत्साक्षिन् श्रीमद्भागवतान् मुक्तिः सप्ताहं वाचनं कुरु. You ensure that Srimad Bhagavatam is read in a week or so. This and ensure that it is heard by many others also. All this is done, then definitely it will help Dundukari to attain moksha. That's when Gokarna ends up inviting people from different parts of the country. He arranges for a Srimad Bhagavata Saptaha, and he makes necessary arrangements for sages, this and that. And that's when Dundukari, the spirit, who was there in the form of a spirit, he is also invited. Now, the spirit, if you see there's no life, right? Where will he sit? That's when Gokarna tells him that you go inside a bamboo stick, there is a hollow. You go inside that and you settle there for listening to this, the 7 day exposition. Now, if you see spirit or preta that is there, it is in the gas form. So, therefore, you cannot actually, it's not in the solid form also that they can sit somewhere. That's the reason Dundukari goes inside the hollow of that bamboo. And Gokarna now, what he does, Vaishnavam Brahmanam Bhukhyam. Now Gokarna himself tells Srimad Bhagavatam here, and he chooses a Brahmana to be his Shishya. Now, on day one, it seems it is said that in that hollow, in that bamboo, one hollow or one hole, it actually broke open, it seems. So, like this, on all 7 days, one hollow, that is one stick, one, you can consider one portion of the bamboo opens, and that's how Dundukari attains moksha. Now, every day, at the end, one day, one hole used to break, second day, second hole used to break, and so on. That is actually the Papa Karmas of Dundukari were breaking out. So, on all the 7 days, finally, what happens is 7 joints of the bamboo they break, and the Lord he appeared there, it seems, in a form wearing the Pitambaram, the Tulsi Mala, and so on. And the Lord he greeted Gokarna and told him that. And finally, before the Lord comes, Dundukari also attains a human form, and he is very happy that he has listened to Srimad Bhagavatam. He is very much thankful to his brother also, and he tells that I will definitely get a place in Sri Krishna's abode, that is actually Vaikuntham. Now, and here he comes to a conclusion that just as fire, wood, whenever wooden sticks or so we put, fire consumes all that. Similarly, reading of Srimad Bhagavatam consumes all our sins, that too in this Saptaha Paddhati. अस्मिन् वै भारते वर्षे सूर्यभिर्देव संसदि अकथा श्रावणां पुंसां निष्फलं जन्म कीर्तितम्. Further, wise people, also learned scholars, they said that one who has taken a birth in Bharatavarsham, Asmin Vai Bharate Varshe, if they fail to read or listen to the story of Srimad Bhagavatam, Nishpalam Janma Kirtitam, their birth itself is useless. That is what is said. So, therefore, there were many people who come together, listen to the Srimad Bhagavatam, and of course, there are many other things that is told here, that this body that is there is nothing if you don't make, no, not only Srimad Bhagavatam, anything in general, if we don't make our body, if we don't make our life fruitful, then there is no meaning to this body. Ultimately, at the end, someone is going to burn us, or like in some traditions, some communities also, you will just be put as food to the birds and animals, also jackals, vulture, also they'll just come and eat. So therefore, what is the use of this life? Therefore, like here Gokarna tells, 7 days Srimad Bhagavata Saptaham is done, wherein Lord Hari himself is can be reached easily, and just as the joints of that bamboo break open, Dundukari attains moksha. Similarly, all others also who are there present there listening to Gokarna's exposition of Srimad Bhagavatam, they also become very very happy, and they all again get moksha. On that, it seems that on that very day when Gokarna finishes Srimad Bhagavatam, people from Vaikuntham come in the divine chariot also to carry the spirit of Dundukari, and that's how the Vishnu Dutas who are there, they carry Dundukari along with them. Gokarna speaks to them and tells that along with Dundukari, there are many other people also who have listened to Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, is we cannot be partial, you have to give them also moksha. That's when Vishnu Dutas or Haridasas, the servants of Lord Hari, tells that everyone, though everyone has listened to Srimad Bhagavatam, the way of listening was quite different. Dundukari was totally focused on listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. All others also have listened, but there have been distractions here and there. So, therefore, at the right time, all of them also will attain moksha. You don't have to worry. So, therefore, Gokarna also he puts his word in front of those Haridasas, and those Haridasas who are their servants of Hari tell that Initially, gradually, all of them also will get a place in Vaikuntha. Now, further, what happens is now, after Dundukari attains moksha, in the month of Shravana, that is roughly in the month of July, again Gokarna he gives an exposition of Srimad Bhagavatam in 1 week, and that's when here at this time Lord Hari he himself appears here along with his devotees. It seems for the second time Gokarna gives the Srimad Bhagavata Upanyasam. That's when Lord Hari it seems he blows out Vimanai Saha Bhaktaisha Hariravirbabhovaha 80, verse number 80. The Lord blows his Panchajanyam, the conch that is there, and he is very much happy with Gokarna. He gives him a tight hug, it seems, and the Lord Hari also blesses a form similar to the Lord to Gokarna. And all the beings who were there, including animals like dogs and men also in that village, they also were given a seat, it seems, in the divine car to be taken to Vaikuntham. That's when all of them were transferred to Vaikuntham, listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna, who is very much fond of his devotees, along with Gokarna, he goes to his divine uh, abode, Vaikuntham or Golokam, you can call. Now, just as in the previous days, along with Rama, Ayodhyavasinah Purvam Yata Ramena Sangataha Tata Krishnena Te Nita Golokam Yogi Durlabam. Just as people, along with Rama, they go to Ayodhya. From Ayodhya, they go to Vaikuntham. Similarly, here, Krishna also takes his devotees to Golokam. Now, here, at the end of this chapter 5, it is said that people definitely who listen to Srimad Bhagavatam with total focus and bhakti, like Gokarna and the fellow devotees, they also will attain mukti and will get a place in in Vaikuntham, Golokam, and so on. And especially on the occasion of a Shraddha in one's own house, Shraddhe Prayuktam Pitratraptim Avahe Nityam Supatad Apunarbhavam Cha. Rebirth also is can be avoided if in the house Shraddha Karma also is done. Srimad Bhagavatam can be read. So with this, Gokarna also attains mukti, Dundukari also attains mukti. That is described in chapter 5.